So this is my review of Smackdown. The I don't know the date. I will probably mention it in the title. This Smackdown, I will say, was because of the last hour. I will give it like a 3 out of 5, probably a 3, maybe near to 3 out of 5 or 3 out of 5. Because the thing is, I have realized one thing. Even last week, SmackDown was not properly structured, but things happened on the show. Some matches happened on the show that kind of took everyone by a storm. Like Tiffany won the title, Naomi versus uh, Naya was amazing, and the MCMG tag match against DIY was also good. Like every match was good or average last week. This week, the thing is, first thing that they need to do is like add more wrestlers to the SmackDown division. I think Kale is a Twitter account which mentioned that the SmackDown women's division is too top heavy, which I agree. Which they mentioned that probable challenger to go for Chelsea Green is either Michin, or after her it is BFAB, because others are too involved in the top, in the top price of the division. So you need more people. You need to put people like Blair Davenport on TV, get her some wins, get people from Raw to go to SmackDown. Even I will say the mid card division. The thing is, the Shinsuke versus LA Knight match happened, which for me was fine. I think people were dunking it on too much. I think it was broadly fine. At last, you could see there were a little bit of clunky sequences in the last, but in the end, it ended in a no result. Again, like LA had a visual pin against Solo, he had a visual pin against Shinsuke here too. Jacob and Tama attacked him because earlier in the night, Jacob and Tama were like beating everyone up for no goddamn reason, and security were trying to throw them out of the arena. One security guy was just saying, go get out of here, go get out of here, and Jacob was like, man, you wanna die something, bitch? You wanna die again? And LA just pushes him out and closes the door, which for me felt kinda goofy. It suited LA. It kind of made Jacob look like a dumbo, but I think Jacob is Jacob. He got his lick back. He attacked LA Knight. Then Cody and Jimmy came out. First of all, I don't understand how is Cody just buddies with Jimmy now. I get that Cody respects Jimmy because after the Bad Blood match, when the rest of the bloodline was attacking Cody, it was Jimmy who told Roman to let's attack, no, let's save Cody. I can get that, but that was a one-time thing. I I don't think you having mutual respect for each other means that you're just now buddy buddy now. They're having fist bumps. They're coming out together to save LA Knight. Like I don't like LA Knight saving LA Knight. I get it, but why is Cody involved in the Bloodline story? And why is Cody saving LA Knight now? Like like Bloodline has been attacking people for the past few weeks. Why didn't Cody come out then? He was feuding with Kevin Owens then. He's feuding with Kevin Owens right now. So it's kind of like logically it doesn't make sense. Like why is Cody doing all this? Like why didn't Cody come out earlier? Why is he coming out right now? And Nick Aldis announced that the tag team match Cody versus Jimmy will main event against Jacob and Tama. And the thing is, they have to also realize to where to place the matches. Like if you look at the matches, like this was much more a match based show, and I like the approach. I like the vision that SmackDown is going to be more of a match based, is going to be more of a wrestling based show rather than the star power and everything. But for that you need people who are over also, because the thing with SmackDown is, first they have a depleted roster, second they have a roster which is either very you know in the ring or as a character very mid, or they are not over at all, and that hurts them. That hurts SmackDown a lot. They need to get people who are over there, and they also need to learn where to place the matches. Like the thing with Bad Blood was They placed the CM Punk match at the beginning, and then they just put matches, and then they were like, we have two matches where we know where to place them, which is the CM Punk versus Drew match, which is going to be the opener, and the main event. Otherwise, they just put matches anywhere. That's not how you build a show. You have to pace. You have to get the pacing right of the show. You need to realize when a match is should be placed and everything. The thing is, because the MCMG versus uh, MCMG versus A Town Down Under match was good. Like, it was given time. It went over two commercial breaks. But the thing was, the matches before that were also like broadly fine. It was normal, and everyone was like, let's get this over with. I did get into it at the end. I did get into it, and the crowd was also into them. Like, the thing that you could see was the crowd was also like hindering the product a lot of times, but they were into MCMG. Like, they got silent in between the matches, but MCMG got time, and MCMG and A Town Down Under did well. Like, they got the crowd into the match so much that I think there was only one This Is Awesome chance in the show, and that was during the MCMG versus A Town Down Under match, and they got cheered a lot, and MCMG won. Los Garzas versus Pretty Deadly happened. I think it was a broadly fine match. Their finish was insane. Los Garzas' finish was insane. Santos Escobar interfered and they won. Their finisher was insane, and I hope they get more time going forward. And also, like, if you can have Bianca and Naomi still be the tag team champion, then still go after the women's championship, you can have the tag teams do that too. Have have Angel and have Berto go after the US title as well. Like, they're good wrestlers. I'm not saying like make them world champions, but US title division is a good division where you need just good wrestlers, and both of them are good wrestlers. Like, you can have them in singles matches. You can have Shinsuke defend against them too. Like, I still don't get why is Shinsuke Nakamura's feud with LA Knight now not a triple threat feud with him and Andrade also. It would have made so much more sense. You could have easily had, instead of the bloodline, you could have had Andrade come out, inadvertently caused LA the match. That way you could have set a triple threat match for Saturday night's main event. Like, it would have benefited everyone. And the thing is, I will blame Triple H for this, because I think he had a plan. He had a plan, like probably after Carmelo and Andrade's, they carried the SmackDown on their back. The mid card was only them for a while. They carried SmackDown on their back. They gave a proper feud to LA Knight, which he didn't have in his reign. He was just defending his title after winning against Logan Paul. They lost to him, and then they are just losing. I like that Andrade is, at least until last week, was at least on a part of something significant. I liked I like that Carmelo Hayes, whatever his role is, he is doing it to perfection, and he's been given a spot every week. But the thing is, if Triple H didn't have the last, his last thought in his mind that come like, I have to push my NXT boy, my Shinsuke Nakamura again, I think it would have been better for the division as a whole. I truly think, because the thing is, I don't. Is Shinsuke washed overall? Yes. Are his matches that bad that people are dunking on him that much? I don't think so. His match with LA Knight was average. It was not bad. It was not great. It was fine. But the thing is, if Shinsuke is being given this run, like, you just took off the title from LA Knight unceremoniously for no reason. Like, it felt like it came abruptly, and then you have to put your 100% in every match, man. You have a great presentation, you need to put a 100% in every match on Shinsuke. Like, I don't know what is the future for the United States. And The thing is, what is next with Shinsuke Nakamura? Like next week, what is going to happen? Is it going to be Cody, Jimmy, and LA versus, because Solo is coming back, so versus Solo, Jacob, and Tama? Like, is LA now back in the Bloodline feud? Like, will Shinsuke like again cost him that match? Solo will pin LA, and the new Bloodline will stand tall. Is this what's gonna happen next week? So I don't get what are they doing with Shinsuke and LA. Like it would have been so much. It would have been so easy to get Andrade in this feud. Like who is next for Shinsuke Nakamura? What is next for LA Knight? I just don't get what they're doing. And then moving on further, and that means also that the SmackDown mid-card divisions, will benefit from someone like Aleister Black, because he may be mid, but you have a lack of depth in your roster, and you'll probably do well with Aleister Black. Then moving forward, we also had, I think one thing that for the first 1 or 2 hours of the show, it was saved by the tag team division, because they actually have a story. Like these matches were decided because all the tag teams were arguing that they deserve a shot at the title. So it is kind of like a mini tournament without saying it's a mini tournament, because next week MCMG are facing Los Garzas, and I think whoever wins that match will face DIY at probably SNME. But I think what's gonna happen is next week, Pretty Deadly is probably going to attack Los Garzas and MCMG, and I think that way Nick Aldis will announce like a fatal four-way tag match either for next week's SmackDown or for the SNME for the DIY's Tag Team Championship. And I hope that the Street Profits get well, because they were finally in a good storyline, and I think they have some kind of illness or something, or injury, I think, and I hope they come back well, because they have a ready-made storyline to go into, and think that is what will happen next. And I really like that Johnny and Tommaso really have characters now. They were just like baby faces, like typical baby faces before, but now they actually seem like they have character, especially Johnny. Like Johnny is funny for me. Their pairing with Pretty Deadly is good. And then we have Apollo, the guy who advises everyone, our Mr. Motivational Speaker, Mr. Vikas Divakarti of WWE comes up, and he tells Pretty Deadly that they are lying to you, I would not trust them and everything. And I was like, this is probably going to lead into something. I think this is probably going to lead into, because Apollo has been the guy who is like for 2 weeks has been telling all the tag teams to not trust DIY. I think probably what's going to happen is Apollo is going to find a tag team partner, and then they are going to challenge DIY for the titles in the future, in the near future. Well, they had a guy, well, but they released him. And I think if they had Baron Corbin in this like tag team storyline with Pretty Deadly and all, I think he could have really bounced off good with all the other characters in this. But alas, Baron Corbin is not there anymore. But I think, what if it's Vinci? Apollo, through his smile and his, power of positivity bullshit, can tell Vinci, I beat you and everything, but we are in a similar trajectory in our career and all. You can do all this stuff. Let's tag together. You can have Apollo and Vinci tag team as well. So I think that can be good going forward. I hope that happens. And I think it was. And also, then next, what happened was that Tiffany had a video package. There were too many ad breaks. They didn't affect me that much, but they affected me a little bit when like I was trying to get invested into some matches, but then it was like, okay, an ad came up like that. Like I can't wait to go on to whenever like Netflix come to us. The only problem with that is that even those guys who have Netflix, like they don't get ads, but they get like like it's written, we'll be right back, and it will be like a shot of, Carmelo Hayes just standing there doing his pose or something. So, but maybe that's better than the regular ads, probably. But then going forward, we had and also you could have had Shinsuke have like a proper defense last week, a proper defense this week. Then you could have had like two proper defenses for Shinsuke Nakamura in like a month, where he would have won by distraction, but at least he would have defended the title twice. But you just had his first defense in more than a month, and then you have it be a no contest. So that really like dampened my mood. But I think the next thing, which was that, and also the show started with Paul Heyman coming out and him calling out Cody, and he said that as now the Roman Reigns is the undisputed tribal chief, but he's coming back for what he lost against you, which is the undisputed Universal Championship. Undisputed Early Championship, and he put over Cody. He said that you have carried that title well and all and everything, and that Roman Reigns is going to enter into the Royal Rumble. I thought that they'll probably hold on to that for Roman Reigns acknowledgement ceremony, which is happening on Raw Netflix on 27 January, so that Roman is going to be revealed as a 2K25 cover also. Then you could have like a Royal Rumble announcement too, and then maybe a brawl and everything, maybe Cody Roman standing, and then Drew coming from the back hitting both of them with claymores. I think that could have happened there also, but okay, they didn't hold back on that, and they announced. It's really funny that Roman is so part-time now that essentially Paul Heyman is carrying his feuds week to week. Like Roman didn't show up one time in his build to his Solo Sikoa match. He had like one promo that was also like on a boat. I don't know when he filmed that. Otherwise, it was just Paul Heyman coming every week for to further his feud with Solo Sikoa, and I think that's what's happening. That's what will happen till January 27th. Also, it will be Paul Heyman coming out every week to further Roman Reigns going into the Rumble, because Roman Reigns is coming back on the go home show for the Rumble. So you are not going to have that many interactions of Roman is going to be in the Rumble. Like when was the last time Roman was in the Rumble? Like it's been years. I think last time he was in the Rumble, it was 2020. I think the one where Drew won the Rumble. I think he was. Yeah, I think was Roman in the Rumble? No, no, I don't think Roman was in the Rumble. I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah, yes, yes. I think, yes, I think Roman was in the Rumble. I don't know. Like, I just can't get my head wrapped up around this. Maybe he was. Maybe he was. I don't remember. But last time was probably in 2019, 2020. So it's been a while. It's been 4 or 5 years since Roman has been in the Rumble. And they had posters also, like their their match graphics, like Smackdown already, they're already good. Their match graphics for the Royal Rumble are great as well. Like the Cody versus Kevin is literally their Smackdown graphics but without the filter. But the way they have painted the background with the blue and the white, it's really fire. And the Royal Rumble graphic which they had with Roman and Cena on it, it was really good as well. I really like the theme of the Royal Rumble this time around. It really makes it feel like the things that the abstract thing that comes to my mind is Washington DC, White House, helicopters flying everywhere, bombs away, like that. Like these are the random things that come to my mind when I see that poster. And going forward, it was Tiffany came out. She said that it was not that Byron asked her. So she said it was not that Nia Jax manipulated me or anything. I joined up with Naya, gained her trust, and Naya was so naive because she thought that I was just another big old dumb blonde girl, and that at the end When I found the opportunity, I did it. I won the championship, and that was kind of what I was expecting her to be. Like, she's going to be the heel that will have like two sides. She'll be like a chicken shit heel who like runs away whenever the competition is in her face, and second, she's going to be like a super like ultimate opportunist type. Like, whenever she has the opportunity to gain the upper hand, she will, like she did in this segment. Like, her she still has a lot of way good to go forward with her promo work. Like, her voice is very annoying, but I would say that she will improve. It will take time, but she will improve. And then, and many were saying that Tiffany is still heel because of the Charlotte thing. Maybe yes, but it kind of suits her character as well, because in the cash in, it was not like she just attacked Naya. Like, she attacked Naya, Candice, and Bianca too. And there's nothing in her character to, which had been booked so far, which suggested that she had shown shades of grey. Like, she had shown shades of grey that she could go babyface or anything. Like, she was getting abused by Naya, but she was still being a heel. Like, she was still insulting everyone else. She didn't show any sympathy, any empathy to anyone else on the roster. It was not like Sami Zayn, who, even during his run with the Bloodline, there were moments you could see that he was kind of in two minds in regarding Kevin Owens. You didn't see anything from that related to Tiffany, so it would have made it very weird that Tiffany is just like kissing babies and like I love you all and everything. So the character that she has got now after becoming champion is perfect, and they also presented her as a big thing because they had the Tiffany video package where they had all the wrestling YouTubers overreaction, which I think it was a account, I don't know, it was some DEI or something on Twitter, which said that the wrestling YouTubers probably do their overreactions now so that they can get into the these packages. And I think, I don't know if it's everyone, but I think the Con Man YouTuber does that because he has the same exact expression whenever something, huge or unexpected happens. Like, people have different expressions to exciting things. He doesn't have that. So I think he is that. So they had the video package, and then they had all of the people showing up. They had Naya saying, "You little piece of shit." They didn't censor that I'm going to kill you. And I was like, Naya, calm down, girl. Like, okay. And the thing is, you can say that the idea was not bad. Like, someone mentioned that promo trains in 2025. First of all, mentioning women and trains in a sentence, like, my mind goes to a bad place. Like, no, please, come on. Then, second of all, this segment made sense because everyone has beef with each other, and especially with Tiffany, because all of these people, when they were going to face Naya, they had to go through Tiffany and her antics, and all of them have lost their opportunities because of Tiffany. Maybe I would have liked Naya to be much more aggressive, maybe attack Tiffany like on the spot or anything. Maybe I would have liked Naomi to be more aggressive because Naomi has lost because of Tiffany like two times in the last month. I would have wanted Bailey to be more aggressive because she has lost like three times or something to Naya, two times only because of Tiffany Stratton. But the idea was good because it made Tiffany feel big time. Because they had Bianca come out, they had Naomi come out, they had Naya come out, they had Bailey come out. All of them who have like dominated the women's division, be it the tag division or be it the women's championship division for the last year or something. Maybe beyond that, if you look at Bailey and Bianca, they have dominated it beyond that. So it makes Tiffany look big time. Like, and this is what you call, like, maintaining that star power. They saw that Tiffany was getting nuclear reactions, be it when she cashed in, be it when she was on Raw, and they gave her the big video package. They had all of them coming out and challenging her. And It was a little clunky, you could say. Like, it felt like Tiffany was waiting for like 3-4 seconds when people were fighting with each other to hit a moonsault. But then he hit when then she hit a moonsault, which was a really good moonsault, and that kind of gave the visuals to everyone that this is what Tiffany's character is going to be moving forward. Then Nick Aldis came out and he said that it's going to be a fatal four-way match right now, and I like that. Like, I want SmackDown, if it is 3 hours, to be a wrestling show, and it was fine. The match was good also. It felt a little bit off sometimes because maybe the pacing was not right between them. I think this is the match where the crowd hurt hurt the match the most. Like, if it was a hot crowd, this would have been like a great match, or at least a good to great match. But the thing is, the crowd was so like between, like, just popping with some moves or anything, so it really took you out of the match. It didn't let you get invested in the match that much. So it was still a good match. It got a lot of time. Like, it went through like three commercial breaks, I think, 3 or 4 commercial breaks. It got like the full half hour. It got like 30 minutes proper, if you would see, if you would look at it like that. And there were some spots that I really liked. Like, Bianca was really laying it in. Like, it felt like she was really beating everyone's ass. Like, her punches to Nia and her face when she was doing that. Like, it was like, okay, calm down, Bianca. Like, it is a wrestling match. It is scripted. You know that, right? And I really liked that Bailey, and I think another Twitter account mentioned that Bailey and Bianca have another type of chemistry. Like, the way that they were so smooth and fast, and I agree with that. And also, like, Bianca and Naomi have become so natural as a tag team. The moves that they were hitting on Nia, like, it seemed seamless. It didn't seem like they were like just thrown in together a few weeks ago to become the champions. It felt like they were the tag team champions for like the past 6 months or something, or a proper tag team for the past year. But they did very well, and Naomi is so over with the crowd. I think probably after Tiffany in that segment, it was Naomi which was the most over. And I really didn't like how they made Bianca look in this segment, because it was like everyone else was talking about why they wanted the women's title. Bianca was just silent. She was just dapping up. She was just promoting Naomi, and I was like, okay, but that you were kind of the main reason that Tiffany won last week, because you hit Nia with the KOD. And like, we the people know why you hit Nia with the KOD, because Nia even in the match was hitting you. Even after the match, she hit you, and also that you suspect that Nia attacked Jade. Maybe she could have said that. Like, everyone made their point about why Tiffany, how Nia Jax stayed champion. Like Naomi said, like, it was because of Tiffany that Nia remained champ. And as she has, I don't think she made that point that she has beaten Tiffany before. But then Bailey said that because of you, Nia has been the champ, and because Nia had taken you under an wing and all that, she created in you. And I was very you know like, weirded out by that, because we have watched NXT. Like, Nia didn't build her up. Like, she was NXT Women's Champion. I get that it's the main roster, but it just feels, sometimes it feels very weird that they have this, like, she built you from scratch and everything. Like, Tiffany was champion for a while. Like, she defeated no, she didn't defeat Becky Lynch, but then she had the title for a while, man. Like, okay. And then, and Bailey, whenever she insults someone, I just hear the ding dong hello. Like, she just seems like a heel to me again. But the thing is, she's over with the crowd. She's a baby face, and like, her character has evolved. As a baby face, you'll not see the hugger Bailey again. But then they had a match. I think the match got good time. It was a good match. It could have been better if the crowd was into it. Maybe a little bit better if others in the match could have maybe kept up the speed a little bit. But they had good spots. The ending spot was very good. Like, Candice was uh, was pulling Bianca's hair, and Bianca like just yanked it out and inadvertently hit Naomi, and then that caused Bailey to hit her maneuver and go on and win the match. I also like that Candice has fit in so well because she has that personality, conniving, sexy poison pixie, and she always like walks, runs like a little cat or something. Even she does the poison pixie thing in the backstage. Also, she did it with Naya telling her that Stephanie is going into the ring right now, and Naya was like, okay, I'll talk to her and everything. And then it, the way she runs, she walked in her whole like whatever red thing and jeans thing she was wearing. She walked in that full gear and she was like a cat, like jogging, not even properly running. But I like that. One thing that I didn't like, that there were too many like over the table spots. Like in this match also, like Naya was thrown over the table. In the main event also, Jacob was thrown over the table. I didn't like this repetitiveness that they do. And then the finish happened. Bailey won, and Bailey was backstage, and it was announced that the match would take next week. Which I'm like, next week? What is going to happen at SNME? Is the women's championship not being defended at SNME? Is it going to happen at the Rumble? But I don't think so. I think what's probably going to happen next week is Bailey, Bailey and Tiffany will have their match, and maybe because of Naya, inadvertently Bailey will lose, Tiffany will retain, and maybe we'll get a triple threat at SNME for Tiffany's championship, or maybe we'll get like a straightaway one-on-one Tiffany versus Naya. And I think like another account which is like Team 2000 supporter or something on Twitter mentioned that yeah, it was nice that they have put Tiffany right away into a title defense, because the thing is, you cannot have a Tiffany like character which is still has a lot of ways to go in her promo work and everything, and it's really a bit one-dimensional character to go weeks without wrestling, like straight away putting her into a match with a great opponent, which you know that the match will be good, and you know that her strong point is her in-ring wrestling, will go far with the audience as well, and will do good for her reign as well starting now. So I think this is nice that that is happening. And then Solo Sikoa is returning next week, and there's one account mentioned, and it comes with a claymore, man. Drew McIntyre has to attack him. Like he said, you take care of Roman, and then we will see each other. Drew at Raw, maybe he'll go after Jay, and then Drew at SmackDown, hitting Solo with that claymore. Having that, maybe having a Drew versus Solo match at SNME. I know Solo is not that good of a wrestler, and I know it will be like, come on, man, Drew versus Solo, or like, where would you have Drew versus Solo? Like the thing is, you can say that Solo is mid and everything, but his segments do get ratings. Like his and Bloodline segments are always either the second or the highest watched segments or matches on the show every week. Like you can't have him face Drew on a random SmackDown. So it's at least it's better than a PLE. You're having Drew versus Solo at a at a TV special, and I think it will be better in that. Have it at a TV special. That way, if Drew beats Solo, first thing is Drew Solo has something to do after Roman. The thing is, maybe it will further Jacob, going away from the new from Solo. He didn't say "I love you, Solo" again. It can work. And then you had Carmelo coming out. Jimmy was standing there, and they have finally got it right. Like Carmelo is that kind of snobbish, arrogant heel who we want to get his ass kicked. Who is narcissistic and everything, and is like always praising himself. And then Jimmy cooked him. He said that like Melo said, Melo don't miss. He said that with the bricks you got, you could build a house or something. I didn't understand the insult, but people did, and it was funny. And that's where they move forward. The match happened. Solo, like was good on the mic. Like he said, like it ain't L Street, Mr. Nightmare, and he said that the difference between our bloodline and your bloodline, Jimmy, is that they left you at the front line, straight line, dead line. Like this shows like so when Solo gets the mic full time, it's going to be something else. And then they had the match, which at starting I felt like, this is just another normal bloodline tag match, walking over the babyface and everything. But the last 10 minutes, I would say, 10, 7, 8 minutes, like, was really good. Like, first, the crowd was really into Cody, very into Cody, be it at the start, be it in this match. Like, it felt like Cody is the big star of WWE, and they were into Jimmy too, and Jimmy like gave effort, like he did his whistle in the wind, he was moving around good in the ring. And then I would probably state what happened in the end. Like Cody hit a superplex from the top, Jimmy hit the frog splash, I think he hit the frog splash, and then Solo didn't let Jimmy pin him. Then Kevin came out, and Cody, like as Cody said before, that he would drop Kevin whenever he sees him. He goes after Kevin. Jimmy gets, stranded alone. And then Solo hits the DDT, jumping DDT. And then he hits him with the moonsault. And Solo and Ama win. And it was a good match. It was a good showing for the bloodline. I didn't think that this would happen. I actually thought that Cody and Jimmy would win. This was a good way to protect Cody, and it was a good way to further the Cody Kevin feud as well. Because at the starting of the show, also, when Kevin came out to interrupt Cody, he was right. Like he was actually right. Like, why did you shake The Rock's hand? Because he kind of talked to your fragile ego. Why did you come out to save Roman and everything? Like, it's because of you that Roman is back in this position again to challenge for the Universal title. Like, you should have just let the bloodline finish Roman Reigns off. And that is that kind of like, finally we get the justification of why Kevin helped the new bloodline, because he didn't want Roman to get back to that position again. So he and Cody also dropped him there also, which I really like, that Cody is just going for Kevin whenever he sees him. And the end segment was good. Like Cody and Kevin were just fighting, they came out. It was a little bit choreographed, because it was like we could see that the camera also didn't shoot it well. We could see that the tables were there, like they were kind of like they were hitting themselves, and then Cody was like slowly standing up, and then he jumped to hit, they both went through the table. It was not seamless, but the thing is, even if it was not seamless, in the end, when both went through the tables, I did see, oh whoa. And it was good the way the show ended. Even I saw on Twitter also, like, even when both were down, Kevin was still going for Cody a little bit, and you had Cody like barely standing afterwards, and it looked like it hurt both of them, because it did, because it didn't have much give. Like, they hit the after the tables, like it didn't provide them that much cushion. It hit them pretty hard. So I think that was my Smackdown review. It was that is my rating, out of 5 show. And if you like this video, if you like this content, like, share and subscribe. If you don't, share it with those who do. My social media links are in the description. My Twitter and Instagram link is in the description. Follow me on that. My UPI ID shabbat@okicici. Please donate any amount of money that you can, so that I can make YouTube a permanent career option. So that was it for right now. So thank you. Goodbye. Alvida.